All right, hello, welcome back to the stream, everybody. So this is a little bit of a random stream. I just felt like starting one up, so I'm gonna do a little bit of work on this stream here for Gunforged. Probably, I have a couple of things that are in progress that I want to work on right now. One thing is I've got a new passive that needs some more visual work to be done. I think I want to start on a new enemy type, and I think I'm just going to probably just do the like the white boxing of it, the gameplay programming of it first, just to get a sense of how it's going to feel in game. And yeah, that's probably what I'll be spending the time on today. Probably won't be that long of a stream, but we'll see how much we can get done in however much time. So yeah, let's see. I got a bunch of stuff to do in the to-do list and the in-progress list here. I'm working on a new boss, but I still need to work on the art for that, so I'm not entirely ready to implement that into the game just yet. And I've also got to do a bunch of sound effects work, but I'm not going to do that on the stream, as I've mentioned before. So let's see. Yeah, I think let's go ahead and just start by adding the particles to this new passive that I have. But before I get into that, I'd like to mention again that all of the ways that you can support my work are in the description below. So if you want to financially support me, you can purchase one of my Udemy courses. They will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. Also, you can like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can sign up for my email list at firebelly.com. And of course, you can wishlist Gunforged using the link to the Steam page. So all of that stuff is in the description below. And with that out of the way, let's get right into it. Hello, Cheesem. Good to see you again. Been a minute since I've tuned into the live stream. I'm also working on my Godot project as we speak. Very nice. Well, glad to have you here hanging out. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up. So I created this new passive burning meteor, and that's my little burning meteor. It doesn't look terribly good, but when we add particles, it should be fine. But first, let me show you what it does. So basically, this passive will call down a meteor every 30, right now it's 30 stacks of fire that you apply. So if I go ahead and I do add passive burning meteor, add gun dragon. So every 30 stacks of burning applied calls down a fiery meteor that deals 100% DPS of your weakest gun. And then the interesting thing about this is that if the meteor kills an enemy, another meteor is called. So here's what that looks like. Bam! So the meteor comes out after you apply 30 stacks. And like it says in the description, if it manages to kill an enemy, then it should call down another one. I wonder why that didn't happen there. It's a little bit deceiving sometimes, because like sometimes the enemies will just die from damage over time instead of... Yeah, there we go. That worked right there. So that's going to add quite a bit of mayhem, I think, which is great. So late today, hello Neozoid. No, I mean I don't have a stream schedule for the weekends, so I just stream whenever I feel like it or not. On the weekends, they're just like little bonus things. But the time is generally pretty consistent for weekdays, so. All right, so let's go ahead and add some particles here. So I've unfortunately got to get all this stuff situated. I just realized something as well. Let's see. 1 second. This is something about my shader pre-compilation, which I created a video on shader pre-compilation. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the channel. But I just realized that I did something slightly wrong on that, but I'll go ahead and address that later. All right, anyway, so let's see. We got the particle process material. This is going to be shown behind the sprite. So this is going to be a trail. I'll actually keep it in front so I can see it for a little bit. All right, so time. Could turn down the time quite a bit. Fixed FPS, no, we don't want this. Make it run as fast as it possibly can. And then, let's see, drawing, draw order index. Cool. All right, so let's do a scale. New curve texture. We'll do that. Min 0.75, max 1.5. Very cool. All right, let's see. Spawn, position, sphere 32. That's too much. That'll work. So the idea is that as I move this around, it'll have a trail. So that's looking good. Let's do 20, so it's a little bit bigger. Accelerations, animated velocity, angular velocity, that, and that. We'll set a random angle here. All right, and then the next thing that needs to happen is color curves, color initial ramp. Oops. Where did that go? Here it is. Okay, interpolation constant. So then let's choose that color and maybe not that color. There we go, that'll work. And we'll put this behind. So the idea is that as this is flying fairly quickly, it should have a particle trail behind it. Let's see what that looks like. Hello, Ice Cream. Welcome to the stream. Is there a Python API for Godot? Not officially supported, but there should be Python bindings that are community offered, but that's not something that I've looked into really. Oh, you know what? This needs to be a child of the sprite, because what's happening is I'm setting the global position of the root node here to the position where it's landing for Y sorting purposes, then I'm animating the sprite within that root. So what I need to do here is I need to make the particles a child of the root and then also show that behind the parent. There we go. All right, let's try it now. I'm making a submission for the NSF Game Makers Competition for high school students, but I've been suffering with finishing before the due date in January. Oh, interesting. So you're in a sort of like a race against time right now? Ooh, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that trail is perfect. Hello, Khalil. I want to ask you, how did you make Godot UI so colorful? Yeah, that's... I can go ahead and answer that. So editor, oh my gosh, I can't speak. Editor settings. And then if you go to theme here, you could just change the base color and the accent color. That's all I've done. So I've just stolen some of the Dracula colors, if you use the Dracula theme anywhere. And it looks good. So yeah, it's that simple. Okay, so I also want, actually, you know what? I was gonna add, oh, excuse me. I was gonna add another particle system in front, but I don't think that's necessary. I think that's looking pretty good to me. So that's all right. So one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna update that pre-compile list. I may as well maybe update that here as well. Let's see. Oh, it looks like that is gonna work. Let's see. Oh, it does work already. Okay. I was mistaken about how this works, so let's just go ahead and delete that. Yeah. Yeah, that should be working just fine. Cool. All right. Yeah, look at that. Sweet. Okay, so that's looking great. And I should have updated that pre-compile list. Yep, and then we got this, we got this. All right, let's turn this back on. Add particle to burning meteor. All right, that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with, like I said, I want to create a new enemy type. So I'm just gonna white box this enemy type. Let me just create, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff in progress right now. I need to sit down and just like knock a bunch of these out, but I'm procrastinating. Like it's really, like all this stuff is really simple. It's just sound effects basically, which I don't like to do. So I put that off for quite a while until it gets done. But, so the particles are done here, so that's good. But anyway, enemy type that lobs grenades. Okay, so this is an enemy type inspired by Path of Exile 2. Enemy type that lobs grenades. So I want to have an enemy that just has like a bag of grenades or whatever, and it just throws them, and there maybe is like a cluster of 3 of them, and they're kind of randomly positioned, and then they land and they blow up after a certain amount of time. I think that's going to be cool. I want to add some bouncing to it as well, so that's going to be a little bit interesting. I don't know if I can support sort of like a bouncing bullet kind of thing, but that's why I want to white box it first, just get all of it working. Just use like the purple placeholder textures and then add the art afterwards. So I think that's going to be fine. If he's racing against time, he's an indie developer already. Yeah. Any feedback for the welcome, by the way, Felipe. Any feedback for optimization for the web? I have a public HTML5 demo on itch. My friends have said that it's simply too laggy. My game switches between 2D and 3D views. If the lag is coming from shader compilation or material compilation, then I would point you to the video that I made on the subject just recently. It's the most recent video on my channel. If it's not coming from that and it's coming from something else, then I don't know. I think one of the problems with HTML5 is that my understanding is that it's single-threaded. There also, I guess, can be audio lag issues on web. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not an expert on doing web exports, but if the material compilation is the culprit, then I would point you again to the video that I just made. Because my understanding is that when you have a material assigned to an object, whether it's a particle process material or a canvas item material or the shader material, my understanding is that those all get compiled as shaders under the hood. So like a particle process material, even though it doesn't indicate anywhere in the name that it's a shader, it ultimately gets compiled to be a shader. And so I think that that's maybe what's happening, but again, you'd have to test it out. Like obviously if it's lagging whenever a particle system appears on screen, then that would be a good indicator that that's what's happening. So yeah, you'll just have to, I would encourage you to maybe ask on the subreddit or the Godot Discord as well. I implemented shader caching from your video, but only fixed initial stutters. My game lags consistently. Also, web builds now have multi-threading support. Yeah, I don't know then. I don't know. Are you, so I'm assuming you've tested like a desktop build of it and the desktop build runs fine. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I wish I could be more help, but yeah, I just don't have I don't have the experience that I need to adequately help you. Okay, so let's see. Let's do a new scene. I'll just call this one a lobber. Game object, entity, save that in lobber there. All right, so I need a hit flash group component. Visuals, add child node sprite 2D. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and give this a texture of a new placeholder texture. Is that a good size? That's the question. Oops, I don't want it to be offset like this. There we go. Is that a good size? It's about the same size as the player. Let's see. I'm just trying to bring up a bunch of enemy types. I wonder if I should make the lobber a little bit larger. I've already got a bunch of smallish enemies here. Let me think. Let's see if I make this like 36 tall. You know what? I think it's fine. I think that's a fine size. These ones actually are bigger, so this would be a smaller one, and then I can have different bigger enemy types as well. So I think that's fine, honestly. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Okay, so we've got the lobber. It's just going to be a pink square for now. And now I need to have a lobber artillery bullet. So let me think. Let's create a new scene, new inherited scene. Let's see, component, bullet. Where is the artillery bullet? Here it is, artillery bullet component. We're gonna call this lobber artillery bullet. Game object, bullet. Yeah, lobber artillery bullet goes in there. Again, I'm going to take this sprite 2D here, and we're just going to give it a placeholder texture. Placeholder texture 2D, 1212, perfect. We'll see how that looks in game. And what do I need to do here? Where is the bomber artillery bullet here? So I think I need to create a new script. Yeah, I've got bounces in here. Interesting. So I wonder if I'm getting to the point where I should support bounces. Well, no, I don't think so. I think I'll just copy this script here. Copy and paste, then delete things as necessary. Yeah. So we'll take this lobber artillery bullet, remove the script from it, create a new script for it. Oops. Scripts. Paste that in there, and then this is going to be called lobber artillery bullet. Perfect. Max bounces. We'll keep that at 3. Travel time, bounce distance. So I'm just going to keep the stuff that I know I need here. On impacted. Max bounces. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of that. In here, yeah, we want to get rid of that. So this in here, we want this to do start explosion timer. And we're probably going to want something akin to this here. So I'm not going to delete this line. I'm just going to comment it out for now. Telegraph circle builder, that's also got to go away. So I don't want that. I'll probably want this in here somewhere. This will all go under that explosion sort of timer, because again, what's going to happen is the grenades are going to bounce on the ground, and then what's going to happen is they are going to, what are they going to do? They are going to show the telegraph indicator after they finish their bounce. So they're gonna bounce 3 times. On the 3rd bounce, they're gonna stay where they are. They're gonna put a telegraph indicator on the ground saying, hey, I'm about to explode, and then they're gonna explode. And they're just gonna be kind of like bouncing in a cluster together. So basically like this lobber is gonna grab a handful of grenades and just chuck them, and they're gonna bounce across the ground and then eventually settle somewhere, then explode. So that's kind of the thing that I'm going for. We are gonna have to see, we are gonna have to see how that looks. There are some other considerations that I have to make as well, but let's not worry about that just yet. Bounce distance. We don't want the bounce distance to be that high. Actually, I want to make this a function of... I want this bounce... Well, let's see. Yeah, the bounce distance needs to go down after every bounce, so it kind of looks like it's slowing to a stop. But let me just see how this looks. I'm just going to get that implemented, and then we'll tweak it as necessary. So this lobber here... Let's add a resource preloader, and let's put the, in there, the lobber artillery bullet. All right, very nice. Let's go ahead and add a script. Okay. Game.gameObject.entity, whoops. Entity, thank you. Node private resource preloader. And then we got to get the state machines all set up. Hello, Codex. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. How are you doing? Would you recommend your Godot course on Udemy for complete beginners or not? It depends on what you are a complete beginner to. If you're a complete beginner to programming generally, then the course is not recommended for beginner programmers. And the reason for that is because I don't spend any time going over programming concepts like here's what a variable is and here's what a for loop is. I do show you how to do things in GD script, but if you don't know fundamentally what a for loop is or how to define variables or functions, then you might be a little bit lost because I don't spend any time describing or explaining what those things are. Again, I just show you how to do them in GD script. But if you have programming experience, then you should have no problems with it because that's really the big hurdle, and that's the reason why I don't recommend it for absolute beginners. But you don't have to have any familiarity with the Godot engine at all, or game dev in general, to take the course. So, yeah, hope that helps. So I'm going to set up the state machine here. I'm actually going to rename this state machine. Whoops. Equals new. Add that state normal there, and then set initial state normal. Hello, Damien. Saw you online and thought I would drop by and say hi. Well, welcome. Thanks for dropping by, and hope you're doing well. So I'm going to need another timer here. Okay, then we're gonna throw. I'm just gonna call this shoot, even though it's more of a throw. For int I, or let's just do var I equals 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus. Okay, so we'll do that code in there. If attack timer is stopped, we'll call shoot. Oops, shoot. And then we're gonna say attack timer call start random. And I'm gonna need to put that in here. Private static read-only string name start random is equal to start random. All right, and then I need to go ahead and add that timer. One shot auto start, min wait time 2.5. Okay, we'll just go ahead and slap that up there. This is my attack timer, I think is what I called it. I think so. Yeah, I called it attack timer. Cool. All right, so now in the shoot, what I need is I need the artillery bullet component. So I need the bullet is equal to resource preloader, instantiate scene or null, lobber artillery bullet. Did I drop that in the resource preloader? I did, okay. Now I'm actually gonna cheat. I'm gonna look at my bomber here and see how that's happening. Enemy bullets add child bomb. Oh, and just call bomb.start. Okay, that's easy enough. All right, so get base level using game utils, add child, bullet.start. Okay, so what I want is the direction. So I'm gonna say var direction is equal to global, we'll do global position for now. Actually, I want it to come from like the center. You know what, I'll just do this. I'll go ahead and add a marker 2D. And we're gonna call this bomb origin. Or let's bullet origin, I guess. Access as unique name. I'm just gonna put this in the middle right now. The reason I want to define this though is so I can actually control where the bullets or the grenades are actually going to come from. So let's do this. Private marker 2D bullet origin. Hope you and your family are all doing well. We are, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. How do you recommend building a reasonable state machine in GDScript? Your system seems incredibly flexible. Yeah, so let me see if I can gist.github.com. Is that how it works? I actually wrote a GDScript version of the state machine that I'm using, and I can link that right now. So I'll go ahead and link that in the chat. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that through my little interface here. How do I do this? Send a text message to, oh, here we go. Does that work? Did my link appear in the YouTube chat? Yeah, it did, okay. So I just linked it in the chat. So this callable state machine in, I'll go ahead and bring it up on the page as well. So this is the callable state machine. This works basically the same as the GDScript or the C# state machine that I'm using, where basically it uses callables or references to functions as your states. And I actually show how you use that down here. It follows the same exact format. So you instantiate your state machine by doing callable state machine.new. You go ahead and add your states, which point to state normal, enter state normal, and then if you don't have an enter or a leave state, you just put an empty callable there. I suppose I could have added null, but I didn't know how to do that in GDScript, I guess. But you can just do an empty callable, and then in the process method, you call state machine.update, just like I do for my C#, and then you define your enter state normal, your state normal, leave state normal, state abnormal. I don't know why I did that there, but so yeah, there's a little tutorial here on how to use it, and yeah, that's it. So hopefully that helps you. That's exactly what you're looking for. Nice. Yeah. Anyone else that's interested can also check out that link. Free for you to use. You can use it however you want. Very basic, but I think it is incredibly flexible. I love approaching state machines that way because it just, like you said, it just has enough flexibility where you get everything that you need to get without a whole lot of boilerplate. And I think there's just something really natural about the states being actual methods in your script, because then you don't have all this extra structure like trying to like get the state behaviors together. It's just, you just read the script top to bottom, you see what all your states are. It's nice. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, so direction is equal to bullet origin.global position dot direction to this dot get player dot global position or global position. And then we're going to say var direction is equal to direction dot rotated degrees, and we're going to do math_util dot rng dot randef range. We're going to do a range of -15 to 15. So we're basically going to rotate it anywhere from -15 to 15 degrees additionally. So that's that. And then I can do bullet dot start bullet origin dot, oh wait, bullet dot start. Origin yeah, bullet origin dot global position and then direction. Okay, so if I did everything correctly, I should be able to instantiate that lobber now. Let's go to the void level, void arena. I'm going to turn off, I'm going to put on debug do not start wave. We'll go ahead and see. Hello, Brekek. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you again. How are you doing? Okay, so if I spawn lobber, let's see what happens. Right. I always forget to do this part. Got to do the process method, state machine.update. Because if you don't update your state machine in the process method, then the state machine will not function. Actually, you don't even need to, for that state machine implementation, I don't even need to call it in a process method. It just, whenever you call update, that's when it will change its state or update its state. So you can actually do it in like a self-controlled manner, where if you don't want it to happen every frame, you could use it for a different system. Like I'm actually using a state machine for my loading system where, you know, I load the materials, wait for them all to be loaded, then advance the state and so on and so forth. All right, let's see. Spawn lobber. Okay, we're not getting more than one bounce, but that is looking good. That looks very whimsical. Okay, why is it ending? Max bounces. Stored direction, yeah. Maybe it's hitting a raycast here. Current bounce count. Travel time, probably want to turn that down. Actually, can I change the speed? Yeah, travel speed. Let's try 200. So I'm going to try that. Travel speed, and every bounce it's going to reduce the travel speed a little bit. So let's see. Current bounces. Var travel speed is equal to travel speed minus current bounce count times 50. So it's going to lose 50 speed for every bounce it does. So I'll put that travel speed in there. We'll get rid of that. Okay, the bounce distance. I don't know what that's about. Destination. Do I even have a... Wait, do I even need that destination here if I've got the travel speed? Let's see. Travel time. Let's see. Destination. If artillery creation args travel speed is not equal to null. Distance. Destination dot length. Oh, I see. Yeah. Destination. So I'm going to need to modify that destination as well. So the bounce distance. So the destination is the origin plus direction times bounce distance. I think what I'll do is I'll do that same thing. Var bounce distance is equal to same deal. Let's take that bounce distance minus current bounce count times. We'll reduce the distance by 32 every bounce. And then I'll just put that in there. Okay. I still haven't solved the problem of why it's being immediately deleted, but let's go ahead and see. I've been good. How was your Christmas? My Christmas was great. It was really good. How about yours? Yeah, always a good time at Christmas. Always a good time. I've heard that C# is faster than GDScript. It is in certain circumstances, but, and maybe it's even generally true that it's faster, but I don't think that's a reason to choose it over GDScript unless you have a proven need for it. Why is that being deleted immediately? That's weird. Something weird going on here. Is this raycast not null? That's the only thing I can think of. Get direct space state raycast from origin to destination. No, I mean, that shouldn't be it, but... That shouldn't be it, but we'll see. The other thing I can think of is kill here, which is a base method in that base artillery bullet component class. But that current bounce count, I mean, max bounces is 3, so there should be no reason. It's got to be that it's detecting a raycast here for some reason, or a raycast collision. So I'm going to launch it from the debug mode here. And we're going to see if that's what's happening. Oh. Oh, man. Well, let's just, let's try this, actually. Launch scene. If I edit this, scenes UI forge. So this is scenes environment level void level. Yeah, let's try that. There we go. Spawn lobber. Nope. It's tweening the scale. I don't think that's going to be the problem. Why is it disappearing? Why would it be disappearing? That's really weird. Am I to believe that it's never calling kill on that? Something is very wrong. Oh, does it have an automatic... Disable automatic kill. Oh, that's probably what I need. Disable automatic kill. Oh, it's as simple as checking that box right there. All right, let's see what happens. I had a little box I needed to check, of course. Oh my gosh. Hello, Dejame Nito. I don't know if I said that correct at all. I'll just call you Nito. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Spawn lobber. Let's see what happens now. Ooh, yeah. That's looking pretty good. Probably need some shadows under that. Also, it looks like I need to raycast. It shouldn't be bouncing on top of those void pits. I'm going to turn down the initial bounce distance or travel speed, maybe. Let's try that. Just tweak the numbers a little bit, see if I can make it feel a little bit more natural. And then I got to change that collision mask here. What is that secondary terrain? I could just do a raycast terrain. Do I need to do that? Does it return? I think I can do that. The origin is origin, the target is destination. And that should be it. Okay, that should work much better. Let's see what that does. Hello, Defected. How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Doing good, doing good. Awesome. We'll finally have some time to test Godot 4.3. Will be fun. Awesome. Yeah, I'm liking Godot. Every version gets better and better. Still a lot of features that I'd like to see, but it's getting there. Wonder if I made the gravity a little bit stronger on those. Give it a little bit more arc. Because if I make the gravity stronger, that means that it needs to be launched at a higher angle so it stays in the air longer. Interesting. I think I would be better off doing a higher bounce distance like I was initially. Let's do this. Private const float. Oops. Const float bounce decay. Let's do private const float travel decay as well. Leave that to 50. All right. We'll see how that looks. Doing well also. Thanks. You're welcome. Glad to hear it. We're going to get this lobber guy looking good. Try to get his scripting done, and then I'll spend some time working on the art probably later. Oh, that's interesting. Getting some interesting bounce behaviors. Which is really cool, actually. I want those to be more spread out. Those do not have enough of a of a rotation around them. So let's just double this. They got to fan out some more. I should probably also randomize their starting travel speed to some extent so they put some distance between each other as well. I basically want them to be spaced out a little bit here. That's looking pretty cool though. Yeah, let's give them, let's space out their initial travel speed, or let's see, bullet to origin, global position, yeah. So I probably want to set up their initial travel speed, or maybe their initial bounce distance should be the thing that's different. I mean, I could change both, but let's do this. Bounce distance min, private const float bounce distance max. What is 48 times 2? Yeah, let's just do, I don't know, 164, I guess. Private float bounce distance. Bounce distance is equal to mathutil.rng.randef range. Bounce distance min, bounce distance max. So add a little bit of randomness there, and then we can replace that with bounce distance. Oh, let's rename this to initial bounce distance. And then I can put that in here. There we go. Cool. All right, let's see if that produces a better result. Are those going to be grenades? They are going to be grenades. Yeah, so the idea behind this enemy is that he'll just have like a pouch of grenades and he'll just reach in, grab a handful and chuck them at you. And that's basically the idea behind the lobber here. So this is not a bullet that's going to directly damage you, but it is going to be a bullet, or what they're going to do is they're going to settle when they're done bouncing. And however they end up settling, or wherever they end up settling, they'll just like sit there for a bit and then explode. Ooh, where is that one going? Goodness, why is that happening? I think that's a bug. Probably related to the raycast. I bet you if I do it over here, it's gonna be the same deal. No, that's right. I think I want the travel speed to be higher. Higher travel speed, higher travel decay, lower bounce distance, and then bounce decay. There we go. See how that feels. Maybe I'll turn up the gravity as well on that lobber artillery bullet. Let's try 750 for the gravity. Just playing with these numbers until I get them into a good state here. What if they were shrapnel grenades? Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah, I could do that. Oh yeah, that's much better. So the reason I wanted to make this faster is because the way that they were working before is like they were going to be so easy to dodge. I mean, I guess they still are easy to dodge. Let me see. Is it still buggy if I stand up here? I think that's working fine. Yeah, I think that'll work just fine. So now I need to get them to settle down and explode after a certain amount of time. I can play with those numbers a little bit more, but I think that's looking all right. I do want a little bit more variability in the initial. I don't know why, but it seems like they're all being thrown the same distance. Maybe the bounce distances are just not variable enough. Let's do bounce distance min, bounce decay. Maybe if I give it a wider variability. I'll stop playing with those numbers, but hello Rin, good to see you. How are you doing? Let's see if this makes a difference. Oops. I didn't mean to click outside the window. Yeah, they're all having the same bounce distance, it looks like. I mean, maybe not. I mean, some of them do go farther than others, but it's that initial throw that they all seem to have the same length, but I don't think that's how it's supposed to be working anyway. Maybe it's because the bullet is added to the tree there, so that means it's ready method. The initial bounce distance is being called. It's going to choose a distance between 64 and 128. So that's initial bounce distance. It's going to subtract the, yeah. So that's the destination. I mean, that should work. Unless I'm misunderstanding how this works, because, let's see. If the travel speed is not equal to null, the distance is the origin minus the destination dot length. Denominator, travel speed about, okay. Travel time, yeah, so it's deriving the travel time based on the speed that I'm passing in. And because these all have different distances, they should be... I'm gonna just gd.print this bounce distance. But only if current bounce count is equal to 0. So I can see what all the initial bounce distances are. I don't know if I'm just like not... It looks like there's an issue, but it's possible there's not. Not bad? Good. Glad to hear that. They're all the same. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I think that they all have the same throw distance, but the code is not saying that. At least the way I'm understanding the code. So let's see. Yeah, they all have random throw distances here. Sometimes they just end up being really close together, like these three here all around 100. But then these three here, you know, there's two that are 90. Maybe, I guess the random range just isn't high enough to produce enough variability every time. I could kind of fake it, I guess. I could say, I could just have an evenly spaced distribution between all three of them every time and just assign one of the random distances to each one, but I think it's just a trick of the randomness. The numbers are like, look at these three that just, two of them chose 75. I don't know why that's happening. Maybe this is just my human misinterpretation of how randomness works, but I'm saying to choose a number between 64 and 128, which is quite a wide range actually, and it ends up choosing 75 for two of them. It's like, I mean, I guess that's possible. It just doesn't seem like it should be happening that frequently, but the randomness is working. It just ends up, I guess it's just a trick of how probabilities work, I suppose. But anyway, why can I not? There we go. Just a trick of how probabilities work, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to be done playing with those numbers for now. And I'll just go ahead and get started now on the explosion stuff. So I'm actually going to commit what I have though. And then I'm also going to take a quick 2-minute break. And then when I get back, I'm going to make it so that those grenades will settle into a position, into their final position, and then explode after a short delay. And then that will be accompanied by the circle explosion and the telegraph indicator and all that stuff. So that should be pretty interesting to do. But in the meantime, while I'm away on my 2-minute break, please check out the links in the description below. Those are all the ways you can support me. You can wishlist Gunforged, which I am working on right now. You can also purchase one of my Udemy courses if you're interested in learning how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. So that would help me out greatly, and it would help you out too if Godot is something that you've been wanting to learn. And yeah, I'll be right back. I see we got some new chats here, but I will respond to those chats when I get back. So give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back, and we'll continue on this lobber enemy. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Topaz, I just got your course on Udemy for the C# tower puzzle. I just wish Godot didn't rely so much on string references. Yeah, I think they're trying to fix that. I mean, they've got a number of ways that you can reference like strings. Like for instance, there's a property name static class that's generated for all the node types that will have string references to property names. The problem is that those are typed as string names, which don't work in tweens, which is odd. So you have to, at least as far as I can tell, you have to use like strings in tweens. I mean, it's ultimately a string anyway, but I think the major problem is just having to write out the string in the C# code. But you know, I think that's something that they're aware of, that they're getting better at for C#. Maybe add another random element to randomize the random. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this working now. So, private void begin explosion. What I want to do first, var tween equals create tween. I want to tween the sprite 2D rotation, which by the way, how is the rotation actually happening here? Oh, it's tweening this rotation degrees here. Over 6 seconds. Am I just like, oh, I guess I was just lazy and I just decided to do that. New artillery creation args. I wish I knew what the travel time was. Can I get the travel time somehow? Maybe that was my problem. Okay, well, let's just do this. Let's do this. Private tween rotation tween. Okay, then in here, rotation tween dot kill if valid. Rotation tween equals create tween. Tween property. So here's what I was talking about. You could do property name dot rotation degrees like that, but it doesn't work in here because this ends up being a string name. Cannot convert from Godot string name to Godot.nodePath. So you have to use the string like this. Unless there's like a property name. Yeah, I don't know where else you'd find that, like a constant for that. But anyway, we want to rotate this to be 0 over a period of 0.2 seconds so that it returns to an upright position. And do I want to do... No, I don't want to do anything special. Maybe... no, I don't think I need to set any curves or anything for that. So anyway, now we need a telegraph indicator. So new well, let's see, telegraph factory dot telegraph circle builder. So I think I need to do new parent node spawn position. So this get base level dot telegraph, otherwise get parent. The position is global position. And then we need to do set radius. Private const float radius is equal to 96 radius. And then we'll do dot set lifetime 0.25. Let's do this. Private const float lifetime. I guess this needs to be an int. Okay, set lifetime, and then I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? New circle explosion dot circle explosion builder. This get base level dot foreground, otherwise get parent. Oops. Spawn position, global position, duration, let's do 0.3. Set color, well, let's do set enemy color. I should really just merge that into set enemy. I don't know why those are two different things. Set enemy true. Dot, set delay 0.25, or let's do lifetime. Set the lifetime here as well. Okay, and then dot, I guess I could do, well, we'll just try this. So set delay dot build. Oh, I want to do dot set thickness as well. Let's do 10, and then explosion dot, let's see. I have a signal in here. Do I have a signal in here for when it's supposed to explode? I thought I had a signal for when it actually does its thing. Hitbox component dot burst. I guess I have to do this in a callable. Or in a tween, rather. I thought I was being clever. Oh, I think I need to call dot build here too. I guess I can just do this in a tween then. I could do it in a timer too. I mean, maybe I should just do that. I don't really need a tween for this. False dot timeout plus equals. Okay, I can't use the lambda style because if you free the scene before that scene tree timer finishes, then that lambda expression is going to throw an error. So the more you know. But we'll set up the circle, the telegraph circle thing. I can get a reference to that here. And then in this callable here, I can then put this explosion in here, get rid of this delay. Like so. I can call telegraph.kill, and then I can also call queueFree on the overall object. Okay, so then I have to call kill actually here. Okay, so then in this I can say start, what did I call it? Oh no, begin explosion. There we go. Well, I have no clue if that's gonna work, but let's see. I don't really use string references. I tend to use custom resources a lot more. Yeah, that works too. Sometimes it's unavoidable though if you need to reference like a Godot property. What's your most prominent current project, everyone? Yeah, let's hear about it. Mine is my day job one, so no source code available, also not Godot. Oh, interesting. Well, it's cool that you get to work on, I'm assuming, game dev for your day job. Pixel art landscape, a futuristic cityscape. I have a few hours into it currently. 920 by 1080. Oh my goodness. That's quite a bit of work. That's a lot of pixels to fill by hand. Okay, something is very wrong here. Oh, the gravity is still happening. Do I want to disable? I probably want to disable rotation there too. Or maybe not. No, let's just disable that. Let's see. I wonder if I could just do this. Begin explosion. Set process false. So I just stop adding gravity to it. I think that'll work. A little bit hacky, but a whole lot of pixels, yeah. Ooh, something's wrong there. Oh, I see. I don't think the rotation is wrapping, so it ends up covering a lot of space. So let's see. Tween, randef, range. Oh boy. So let's do this then. Dot from mathf dot wrap. How in the world? Can I just do it from, so I just wrap it so that it goes back into that range? And then hopefully it will work right. I don't know. I'm just trying to reorient the grenade so that it's right side up again. Okay, so that area is very large, and the lifetime's also very short. So let's turn both of them. Well, let's turn the lifetime up and the radius down. We want this level to be hard, but we don't want it to be too hard. Do you have any idea what this guy's going to look like aside from having a bag of grenades? I don't. I don't yet. I think he's going to fit within this general size here, so he's going to be a little bit smaller than other enemies. Where's my circle explosion, by the way? Shouldn't that be happening? Oh, set radius. Forgot to set the radius. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna look like. Maybe he should be some kind of like flying enemy with like a little bag hanging under him. Okay, I think that's fine. I think I might just up the lifetime just a little bit more here. Give the player an extra 1/10 of a second to respond. And because of the way that the bombs bounce around, you get a nice little pacing between when they all explode too, which is nice. So I'm okay with that damaging area being a little bit short-lived because you've got plenty of time to see where the grenades are going to end up. And so if you end up on top of a grenade by the time it lands, it's kind of your fault. So it's not like these are just appearing on the ground and suddenly you have only half a second to get out of the way. You've got like almost 2 seconds, it looks like, mostly to get out of the way here. So I'm totally fine with that. You can just like, yeah, as long as you can anticipate where they're going, you can easily avoid them. But they will punish you with their short lifespan if you happen to be positioned on top of one, which is fine. Oh, you know, I forgot to do something about the... I'm gonna do this before I forget. That passive that I started working on, I forgot I wanted to do a game camera dot shake here. I wanted to do a camera shake. I'm just gonna verify that that works really quick. These random things just pop into your head sometimes where you're like, ooh, I forgot to do that. When you're working on something completely different. What if the guy was kneeling down next to a mortar cannon on wheels? Either a stack of mortars next to him. Oh yeah, interesting. I mean, I do want him to walk around too, so I'd have to animate all that. Why don't I like their current pink looks? Nice troll, nice troll. Actually, that wouldn't work with the grenade look. No, not necessarily. Green for the grenade, yeah. All right, burning meteor. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, that feels much nicer. Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah. There's a little bit of camera shake right there, makes it feel really nice. Yes. Nice. I like that juicy. Yeah, I was thinking about it like earlier today. I was like, I should add a camera shake to it, and I completely forgot. And then it just pops into my head while I'm doing this. Anyway. Okay, so this grenade lobber. So what else do I need to do? I mean, I obviously need to give him some kind of movement pattern as well. Maybe he'll just like keep his distance. He'll be like really slow and just kind of keep his distance, maybe. I want to add shadows under those grenades too, but that's going to be a whole host of work that I haven't yet done. Because I would have to, let me think, what would I have to do? I would have to project a shadow onto the ground based on the height of the thing along its parabola. Might have to look into that though, because that would add quite a bit visually. Okay, that's looking pretty good though. And the counter to this guy is if you're right up in his face, he can't hurt you. So there's an obvious counter here, which is good. Okay. Subtle shakes are definitely worth it. Yeah, I think so. I have a vision of a homeless man digging into a military trash can, tossing aside grenades while looking for food. That's funny. That would actually be really funny. It'd be hard to translate on more vertical throws, but it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, it is hard to translate on vertical throws as well. I mean, maybe I wouldn't need to really project anything. I might just be able to track, because basically what's happening with the parabola, right, is you've got like a floor direction. So it's basically just going in a straight line along the floor. So if it's going like this, it's just going in a straight line. And then there's an arc that's happening sort of in step with that line, right? So I wonder if it would just be as simple as saying, well, just take that sort of directional movement based on its speed and just match up the shadow with that. Yeah, I don't know. There'd have to be there's some kind of way to figure that out, I think. There's gotta be. People have done it before, so. Anyway, let's go ahead and I'm gonna commit what I have, so. Work on lobber bullets. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and work now on a little bit of its pathfinding and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get that all working. So I need a velocity component. I need a knockback component. I might as well just add everything here. Need a pathfind component. Hook that up there. Need a health component. I need a status receiver component. Facing component. Use player as reference. Node to scale. Visuals. Okay. Hit flash group component needs that reference there. Status receiver. Faction enemy. I'm going to need to give it a health and all that. Facing component. Knockback component. Here's the velocity component. I need the hurt box component. Hurt box component. Assign those things. I need to change this type to a character body 2D. Collision shape 2D. New rectangle shape. Just make it perfectly match for now. Okay, and then I need this to be floating. Collision like that. Add a collision shape 2D. New circle shape. I've done this so many times recently that it's like, I don't think I'm forgetting. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to forget something, but. Okay. Let's just give him a lot of chunky health for now so I can adequately test this. Ugh. And then, what do I need to do? Oh, right, I need the hurtbox component there. All right, let's just make sure I've assigned everything. All right, max speed, let's do 50. Acceleration coefficient 4. Cool. All right. Let's grab a reference to the pathfind component. Oh, this needs to be a character body 2D. Private. So we're going to set the player's global position or our current global position. And then we'll need a separate state for the throw, I think. Velocity component dot move this. I'll just call it state shoot since that's the language I'm already using. Okay. So state shoot velocity component dot decelerate. I need that for sure. Let's add a timer shoot delay timer. Shoot delay timer dot start. If shoot delay timer dot is stopped, then what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I'm going to call shoot state machine dot change state state normal attack timer dot call start random. Okay, let's see how all that works now. The higher the object, the smaller the shadow, that's it. Should be a hotkey just to perform that set of actions, yeah. I do a lot of that. Okay, he's not moving. Forgot to call follow path, that's why. Oh, I forgot to change state here. State machine dot change state state shoot. Okay, that ought to work. The collider setup, yeah. I mean, I probably should set up like a base entity, and then instead of inheriting that, I should just like duplicate that scene. And then I can change everything as necessary based on that. Okay, so probably going to need a little bit of grace time after he finishes throwing as well, which I'll probably handle with an animation player eventually. I do need to move that status receiver component up a little bit. Those things will need to change, obviously, but get out of here with your grenades. Sweet. So that's basically working. Obviously, I want to make the movement behavior a little bit more complicated than that. A little bit more complex than that, but this is the basic enemy. This is how the enemy is going to function at a very like basic level. I mean, this is the gist of how the enemy is going to function. So work on lobber scripting. So yeah, that's that. So anyway, I'm going to call the stream there. It's a little bit shorter than my other streams, but I'm feeling a bit hungry. It's just about dinner time, so I'll probably go get that prepared. And yeah, anyway, thank you all for joining me. It was a lot of fun, as always, and love sharing the progress with you. And again, if you're interested in supporting me, you can check out the links in the description below. I've got my Udemy courses available for sale. You can wishlist Gunforged on Steam, sign up for my email newsletter. Everything that is relevant to supporting me is linked in the description, so please check those out. So thank you all for watching. Thanks to everyone who chatted. Thanks for everyone that's lurking. And thanks to everyone that's watching the VOD. Very great to have you all here. And I'll be back at it tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Probably will continue working on the lobber or one of the other many things that I've got in progress. So hope to see you there tomorrow, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, bye-bye, everyone.